We have experienced a great deal of rain here recently across the United States, but right here in Northeast Oklahoma in particular. Now we're starting to phase out of that rain and into our dry season, and everybody's going to be worried about watering their plants, keeping everything alive and green. Nature's got great ways of taking care of itself. One of them were rain gardens that we call them. Basically, they were holding spots for water naturally. What we've done is put a name on it and then try to dress it up a little bit so people will understand. But if you can have an area where excess water would be running off of your property, doesn't matter how big of an area you're talking about, and you want to try to save some of that water, let it sink into the soil and hold for a later time, you can do that with a rain garden. And you find where your lowest drainage point is in the watershed of your particular area. It might just be your front yard, it might be acreage, any part of that can be your watershed and where you would end up with a rain garden. Runoff from your roof, runoff from a slope in your yard. You dig that down a little bit, help create a holding area for excess water. And then when you put stuff back and you replant, you plant some plants that can handle being wet part of the time, some facultative wetland plants, and also you'll want dryland plants because during the dry season the top will get dry. But the theory of the rain garden is that instead of letting water run off your yard down the street and ending up in the Gulf, you can take and hold some of it there for later use with your plants. And a lot of our native plants have got a deep enough rootstock that they can reach down into the soil and tap into that water during our dry seasons. Our state grass, Indian grass, 12 to 15 foot root system. That's how it survived the prairies. Our coneflower, echinacea, another wildflower, likes to hold on to that soil and it's got the ability to reach down in there. And if you have native plants like that, then they'll serve other purposes because not only is the Indian grass beautiful as it blooms late in the fall, the echinacea or purple coneflower is beautiful while it's blooming. Then when you get into the fall, your fall birds, the goldfinches, will come in and feed on the seeds. And then you can also add some other plants, some host plants for the caterpillars of different animals. Everybody thinks about having milkweed for the monarchs. You can have fennel or dill or parsley in there to feed the swallowtails. There's so many different plants available for what you may need to not only beautify your yard, but also work as a living ecosystem and habitat for the animals that are there, which makes sitting out on your porch or patio that much better.